Hello Stampers, I'm Kelly Acheson at stampabove.com coming to you from Menasha, Wisconsin. Today I'm going to be showing you some alternate projects with the March Paper Pumpkin Kit called No Matter the Weather. Can I just say this is my all-time favorite one, like the best one. And if you were a subscriber in March, or maybe March was your first month to get Paper Pumpkin, you got 2 stamp sets in here. That extra stamp set is incredible. Let's flip the camera around and I'll show you my alternate projects. First of all, do you love the box? Is this not the cutest thing ever? I was so impressed with the extra stamp set that was in with this kit. Like, you've got the rain boots, you've got flowered rain boots, so you can do 2-step stamping. I love this front door too, and the bunny and the flowers. We've got some greenery. So I tried to take advantage of this set, and I think I did a pretty decent job. I wanted to make sure that I gave you some great ideas to use with that extra set. So I've got a lot of extra pieces here that didn't come with the kit. The first thing I have is my card base. This is a Whisper White thick card base. It's 4 1/4 by 11. I've already scored it. And I'm looking for my bone folder. Here it is. I've already scored it at 5 1/2. So we're just going to fold that and burnish that edge good. And then I've got one of the envelopes, and whenever I see lined envelopes in a Paper Pumpkin kit, it just makes me happy. So we've got these pretty printed insides of these envelopes. I've got a petal pink and a Whisper White scrap. I've got a piece of Whisper White. This is 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. And then a piece of petal pink that I obviously forgot to cut. So hang tight. Well, this piece is 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. And it's going to layer behind my Whisper White layer and give us just that teeny weeny little border around the outside. Okay, so with our scrap, the first thing, and this shape. Now these were die cuts that were in the kit, but I actually used my stitched shapes. The smallest circle in there will die cut extras of these if you've already used the ones that came in your Paper Pumpkin kit. Also in your kit was a basic gray Stampin' Spot. And I have the basic gray big ink pad, so I just brought that out. I have to tell you, my Paper Pumpkin kit actually never arrived. Yeah, how fun is that? So I borrowed this kit from my good friend Kathy Miller, and I was happy to have it because holy cow, what am I gonna do? I don't have my Paper Pumpkin kit. And I needed it to make you guys some alternate projects for this blog hop. Which reminds me, don't forget, this is a blog hop. So when we get to the end of it, there's going to be a link for you to click right up here, and you can continue on the hop and see what everybody else made. Oh, I know. I was going to use a different greeting on this one. I was going to use the one that says, wishing you brighter days ahead. And let's see if I can make that fit in here. Oh, I don't think it really does. I'm going to leave it. It's kind of going over the edge there, but I think it's bold enough that you can still read it well. So otherwise, the other greeting that I used was no matter the weather, we're in this together. And what an appropriate stamp set for Stampin' Up! To put out right now, right? It's just crazy that this is the set when we have all this virus stuff going on, right? Everybody's stuck at home. Stampin' Up! Really knocked it out of the park. Now I'm going to take the little rain boots. This is just the outline image. I've got my basic gray ink here, and I'm going to stamp these right on my printed envelope. And I would open this up and continue to use this for other projects. That's what I like to do with these envelopes. You can continue, look at how much more of this I can make. So I could stamp a whole bunch of these boots. The other thing that I wanted to do was I just got a little heart. Now there's hearts that come in the kit that you can definitely use, but once you run out of them, our Dog Builder Punch has the same little heart in here. I'm going to use that because I didn't want to use up all of Kathy's Paper Pumpkin for my blog hopping videos, right? So I wanted to be respectful of that. I am going to grab my mini glue dots here. Whoops, I have some, how about some hair with your mini glue dots? Yeah. And I'm just gonna put this right here on my little circle. Whoops, we're gonna make it stay there. There we go. And then I'm gonna bring in this little heart and I'm gonna put that at the bottom. And I thought right along with the kit, this would be really cute. Then I've got some dimensionals. There was a whole sheet of dimensionals that came with this kit, so that's always awesome. This is ready to roll. I'm gonna set that aside. Now, I have to fussy cut both of these. So I wasn't sure if you guys really wanted to watch me fussy cut both of these, but I'm gonna cut this bunny out and I'm probably gonna fast forward the video so you don't have to sit here and watch me do it. We all know how to cut, right? There we go. Here's a cute little bunny. I'm going to also put dimensional on the back of my bunny and we'll set him aside. And then I need to cut out both of these boots. And so I'm just going to trim this off right on that fold line for the flap. And then I'll put this back in the kit. Hopefully Kathy will be able to use it for some things like this. And I'm hoping to order some refills. I hope they aren't all gone before I get a chance to order. And then I will give her the refill. My kit got lost in the mail. UPS says it's at my post office. My post office says they never received it. And I definitely never got it. So Stampin' Up will send me a new one, but I have to wait a few days because they say lots of times people call and say I didn't get my kit and they send a new one out and then their kit shows up. So I get it. Don't worry, if that ever happens to you, they will take care of you. My company is the best. I love them. They have the best customer service ever. They take really good care of us as demonstrators too. These are pretty easy to cut out. No big deal, right? And I like the little stripes on the rain boots. Aren't those cute? Okay, I think we have a little bit of stamping to do, and then we're going to be ready to put our card together. Now, I am going to bring in some Pool Party. I decided that was the color I wanted to use for my clouds. So these clouds are so pretty. I just love them. They've got just really neat texture. I love it when they do this distinctive stamping with our photopolymer stamps. I'm just gonna stamp maybe one more right up. Oh, wrong color. Did you see what I did? Ugh. That is not what I wanted. Let's clean this off. Who does that? I know, we all do, right? Okay, that's why Stampin' Up! Cardstock has two sides, and they do that specifically for that reason. No, I'm just kidding. All cardstock has two sides. Well, most of it. I guess if you had a pattern and it was clear on the other side. Okay, that works good. I'm going to leave it at that. And then the other thing that I wanted to do, let me move these guys out of the way, is I wanted to bring in, I put my old olive away, so hang on, I'm going to get it back out. I'm going to bring in my old olive. And what I found with the weeds, or I don't know what, weeds, that's what I'm calling them, weeds, is that I was stamped them full strength, but you can't just stamp again because this is what happens. The part that you didn't stamp down here still has full strength ink on it, and then you get these weird looking weeds. So you're better off stamping that off like that and then coming in and stamping some weeds in the background. Do you see how nice and light that is? So that's what I found when I did mine, is that I had to do it. Now I'm going to pull it down a little bit further and see how there's more ink where I didn't stamp it. So I'm going to stamp it off and then come in and stamp some weeds. And now I think I'm just going to come in here, do a little bit more weeds there, maybe a little more weeds there. I just wanted to fill that in nicely. And now we're ready to put our card together. Let me close these up. And we're going to take this layer. Nobody's ever going to see that mistake on the back unless they tear your card apart. If you have people tearing your cards apart that you're sending cards to, you need to stop sending cards to them right now. I'm just kidding. Well, maybe you do. Okay, and then I decided to pop this up with dimensionals also. I thought that would be a really neat look. I like making these layers smaller than normal. Like usually you would do 4 by 5 1/4, but instead I did 3.5 by 4 3/4. And it just makes the card pop a little bit more, right? There's more white space around this layer, and I just think that's a very interesting look. Hang on, I got that kind of crooked. Does that look good? Yep, that looks good. Okay, now we're gonna bring this in. This is like my main greeting. Wishing you brighter days. I'm just going to put this up here in the clouds. And then we're going to take our boots and add a little bit of glue to the back of them. Make sure you don't make your boots pigeon-toed. So get them on there so that their toes are facing the right way. There we go. And here comes our little bunny. Bunny is just kind of peaceful to me. I like the bunny a lot. What do you think? Isn't that pretty? Yeah. Now, if you wanted to, I had thought about doing this. I'm going to grab my pool party again. And I'm just going to stamp some light clouds on the inside. You can write right over them, but I just thought it would be a cool look on the inside of my card. Just to stamp some very pale clouds, just like that. Okay, I just think that's neat looking. And there's our first alternate idea. I've got another one. Let me get this mess cleaned up a little bit here. Now our next card uses a card base of basic gray. It's the same color as the ink that came with the kit. And this is 8.5 by 5.5. And then I've got a piece of basic gray here, and my brick and mortar embossing folder. And I just thought this would be kind of a cool embossing folder. We're going to emboss this in your die cutting machine, and we're going to end up with this. Isn't that cool? I thought that would be a neat look for the front of our card, because now we're going to use that house, or the front door, I should say, stamp that came in the extra set. There we go. And then this layer, I want to make sure it's the right size. This is a Whisper White layer of 4 by 5 1/4. I'm just going to add this to the inside so that we have something nice to write on. There we go. Okay, set that aside. Now we have a little stamping to do. First, I am going to die cut one of these scalloped rectangles. This is coming from the Stitched So Sweetly set of dies. I'm also going to do these two pieces. So I'm going to do a white one with this. And then, didn't I have a piece of petal pink here someplace? I thought I did. A piece of petal pink. I'm going to die cut all this stuff. I'll be right back. Okay, here we go. We've got all our bits and pieces. So now I'm going to take my basic gray ink pad and the greeting that says, "No matter the weather, we're in this together." And I'm going to stamp that right on this little layer. I got that crooked. I don't like that. Hang on. We're going to do the other side. There we go. And then I'm going to grab my basket of flowers, and I'm going to stamp those flowers right up there tight to my greeting. And then I have Petal Pink ink here. And these little spotty things, I think you've probably figured this out. They're the flowers, so you can do some two-step stamping. Get them turned the right way. They do match up perfectly with these flowers. There we go. I'm going to mount this on dimensionals. Just like that. We'll set that aside. Well, we can put that right on here. I'm not going to set it aside yet. Now, isn't that layering cool? I really, really like this. I'm going to also put some dimensionals on the back of this piece. And then we're going to set it aside. Now, we have to stamp this. And I decided to bring in my Memento ink pad. And this is the front door stamp that came in the extra set. I thought this was so cool. Ooh, that looks pretty darn good. And then I've got some blends. I'm gonna get all these out of my way. Okay, we have a little bit of coloring to do. I've got Petal Pink, light and dark. I've got my, this is my smoky, oh wait, this is light gray granite, hang on. Dark smoky slate and light smoky slate. And I'm going, oh, and I've got, let's use our light granny apple green. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to come in here and color our bushes green. Then I'm going to bring my dark Petal Pink in, and I'm just going to color this little flower basket and outline this door. And then bring in the light Petal Pink. Color in the grate on the window. Is that what you call that? Or the window panels? Or I don't know what you call that. But that's what I'm calling it. And I'm going to blend those edges nice so we don't have just a definite line sitting there. There we go. And then we're going to come in with the dark smoky. And we're going to do just a little bit of shading here. And right here on the steps, I'm just going to kind of color like that. Now, light smoky slate. You want to keep blending until you don't have that definite line there. That looks really good. Whoops, hang on, just a little bit more. Now it looks really good. Okay, and then we've got this little lantern over here. We've got another little lantern over here. There's a lot of detail in this stamp. I'm just blending this so that line isn't so stark. Okay, how did I do? I think I want to do the frame around the door and the frame around these windows. This is a nice door. I would like this door on my house. I don't have a nice door. The people that owned our house told me that the door that's on our house is an old schoolhouse, like super, super old. And I asked them if they wanted it. They could have it. I don't like it. Okay, so here's our house. Now we're going to put our card together. This is super duper easy. I'm just going to put this right over here on our brick and mortar background. And then we're going to bring, whoops, we're going to bring this layer in. And we're going to put this right down here. What do you think? I really like this. I think that this is crooked. I'm going to pull this up. I may have to put a new dimensional on it. Yep, I think I'm going to. Hang on. There we go. Where'd my dimensionals go? I hate it when things are crooked and I can tell it. I couldn't tell when I stuck it down the first time. Okay, so I'm going to pull this over just a little bit. Yep. Oh, maybe. There we go. Okay, now it looks great. And then I have one more project for you. I've got a 2-inch wide piece of Whisper White here, and I'm just going to put this in my scallop tag topper punch. Push that all the way in and punch the top off like that. And then I didn't really know how long I wanted it to be, so I thought, well, I don't have to cut the length yet. I can cut the length in a little bit. So this is one of the die cuts from the kit. And I'm going to take and add some dimensionals to the back of this. I'm going to make sure that I keep them on the tag, right? In case these boots kind of fall off the edge of the tag a little bit. You guys like how I flick those? Yeah, they're everywhere. I think I'll put some on the bottom too. There we go. Okay, so I think this will fit about right here. So I think I want to cut my tag off about right there. There's no, I didn't really measure this at all. I'm going to bring in my little guillotine cutter. I'm still holding my place on my tag, and I'm just going to cut that. Now, you can get this little guillotine cutter when you join Stampin' Up! As a discount shopper. And it's part of the kit. It's a super handy little tool. I keep it right on my desk. It doesn't take up much space, but I love it. That's the only way you can get that little guillotine cutter is if you join as a discount shopper. If you have any questions about that, I'd love to have you on my team. Pop me an email at kelly@astampabove.com, and I'll give you all the details about being a discount shopper. You get a 20% discount on all your future orders. And I think I'm just going to put my little bunny rabbit right here. Now, what am I going to do with this sweet little tag? I decided to bring in some of our gusseted bags. These are part of the Birthday Bonanza suite of products, and they have little pom-poms on them, which I thought were really cute. And then your kit came with this baker's twine. So I thought this would be perfect. I'm going to just double this up, put it through my tag hole here, and then I'm going to cut it off. And now I'm going to loop it through. So this is going to hold my tag on just like that. And then I'm going to tie this around my bag. And I thought this would be a cute little treat. And I love the die cuts that came in the kit, just something a little different to do with them. Oh my gosh, this is adorable. Okay, I'll wrap this around. And I'll come back. Hang on, we're having some technical, there we go. Little technical difficulties here. I'll bring this back around here, and then I'll tie it in a bow so that it can be untied, right? We don't want it to be real permanent. There we go. Now, this is really long, and anytime I have something really long like this, just take your scissors and trim it off to make it look a little more balanced, I guess is a good way to put it. All right, here we go. I have one more card to share with you. This is another card that I made, and I stamped the floral boots that come in that extra stamp set with the outline boots that we used on this card. I stamped my little basket, flowers, colored the leaves in with a Granny Apple Green light blend. I used crumb cake here. I used gray granite down here for some ground, and then I just cut a little sign, wishing you brighter days ahead, and put a piece of, this is crumb cake, Put a piece of soft suede in there like a signpost. I used balmy blue on the leaves, and then this and this layer are Grapefruit Grove with a crumb cake card base. What do you think? Isn't that cute? So here we go. Here are the projects that I made using alternate ideas for the Paper Pumpkin Kit. Now, if you are not a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, or maybe you are and you haven't put your kit together yet, here are the cards that Stampin' Up! Intended for us to make. And I love these little clear, self-adhesive enamel dots. I think they're just precious. These are all die cuts. I stamped this, the twine, and the printed envelope. There's one. I think this is my favorite one. I love these boots in a row. The lady's legs fit in the boots. And there's also some little clear enamel raindrops that came with the kit. Isn't that cute? And again, a printed envelope inside. And last but not least is this one. And it also has a printed envelope inside. And these are die cuts. And then I stamped that on one of the die cut stitched circles. And this background was already on here. So if you're not a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, gosh, these kits just keep getting better and better, you guys. I highly recommend them. I provide my Paper Pumpkin customers with about 15 different alternate ideas to use with your Paper Pumpkin every month. And that comes to you in a PDF file all in one place. You open it up and you can just scan through all the projects. Each one has its own page with photographs, written instructions, dimensions telling you how they were made. Did I say photographs? I said photographs. So if you're interested in becoming a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, you can head right back to my blog. This is my blog address, stampabove.com. If you would like to place an order, you can order Paper Pumpkin in a 1 month, 3 month, 6 month, or 12-month subscription. Right now, if you get the 3 month, 6 month, or 12-month subscription, you get celebration benefits with that. And we just released a third release of celebration products that you can get free with your $50 or $100 orders. So you can get all kinds of free stuff to go along with your subscription to Paper Pumpkin. It's the best deal of the year. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to let me know. I'm always happy to answer them. You can email me right here at kelly@astampabove.com. Click up here to head over to my blog, where you will be able to follow along on the blog hop and see around 20 more ideas, alternate ideas, using the No Matter the Weather March Paper Pumpkin Kit. Now, if you didn't order this kit, can you get this kit? No. You will get the April kit. The April kit is going to be all about family. I think that's great timing for what's going on in the world right now. You don't want to miss it. Click down here to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and again, click over here to head to my blog to join the blog hop. Thank you guys so much for taking a little bit of time out of your day to spend it with me. Bye-bye.